research on. Good day, good day. I am just so excited that you have come to join us today. Welcome to one of the newest shows on the Gentlemen of Crypto's channel. Our show is called Critically Crypto, where we are going to be breaking down exactly how to do your own NFT research. And so I'm Crypto Bay J. I'm going to be your co-host alongside of...
Hey, Kaylee BTC here. You guys can call me Kaylee. I'll be your other co-host.
Yes, and so we're going to be coming to you live weekly, talking these NFTs. Yes. So I actually want us to kind of jump in, get some energy going, and just jump into the top 10. Okay, so I'm going to be the resident Ethereum NFT evangelista, and I will be bringing you your Ethereum NFT news. And we are just going to jump into OpenSea we're going to use today to see what the top 10 is. And Kaylee is going to give us what?
So I'm going to give you guys the top 10 Stacks NFTs. So we're going to dive into that and get to know a little bit more about Stacks.
Sounds great, sounds great, sounds great. So I'm going to pull it up right now. And you guys will see as I share my... And so as I'm getting that set up, Kaylee, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about you and what got you into this space?
Hey, yeah, guys. So my name is Kaylee, and what got me into the space, so about a year ago, I started learning about Bitcoin, and that changed my life completely. And then 6-7 months after that, during the NFT bull run of April and May in 2021, I saw Ethereum pop up. At first, I didn't take it seriously because I saw the gas fees and it totally scared me off. And then in November, I learned about Stacks and Bitcoin NFTs that are secured. And it just changed everything. I did my due diligence and I found out about latest projects and how to do research on NFTs to make sure you don't get rug pulled.
Yes, because we don't want that, because scammers are going to scam and we don't want no parts. So I'm going to just run down the top 10 right now. I am seeing imposters, Genesis aliens right now going for 2.88 as the floor price. And as you can see right here, if you haven't used OpenSea before, since I know a lot of you guys are beginners, I'm just going to point it out to you with a pen. So you can just see right here is the floor price. You can see how many owners own the collection currently and how many items are in the collection, so the supply. And as you can also see the volume here of like how much the project has been doing thus far. And so we can go on down the road here. Actually, let me clear this before we go down the road. And so we have more by Joan Cornella, Bored Ape Yacht Club, which we know is a blue chip NFT on the Ethereum blockchain. We have Mutant Ape Yacht Club, again, and I consider that a red chip NFT. We have CryptoPunks, which is another blue chip NFT. Azuki, which has been, really making a name for itself. As you can see, the price is at 25 ETH, which for those who are not that familiar with that price, I'm just gonna go right ahead and click on that right now for you, because OpenSea makes it really, really easy. I can click on the floor price and we can see here that if I go to this NFT, that is equal to $77,000 and $289. So that is what Azuki is. And I think that it's making itself way to become a blue chip NFT. And so we shall see. I'm still kind of like, I'm kind of have it in the red chip NFT because for me, it needs to be there long enough and without any major hacks going on for me to really feel like I trust it and I'm going to put that label of blue chip NFT on there. So we have Arcade Land here at 0.88 ETH. We have Los Muertos World, 0.39. That is a new one for me. So I'm going to definitely check that one out. There is CloneX here, which is a project that is a partnership with Takashi Murakami, which is a well-known Japanese artist, and partnership with CloneX, which is now owned by Nike. So that's a pretty like mainstay safe vibe. For me, it's a blue chip. It's a blue chip. So the last but not least is this Beans official NFT project. And that is sitting at 5.17 ETH with about 6,600 holders that have about, they have about 20,000 NFTs. And so let me see, what is this talking about? All I see is Beans is coming soon. So I don't really even know what's up with this project. I haven't even heard of this project. So I'm not going to spend that much time on it. And I am going to actually ask for Kaylee to jump in and check out the top 10, take over the screen and take over the top 10 on Bitcoin NFTs.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, let's jump right into it. So the web marketplace that I'm using is Byzantine. This is a prominent Stacks NFT marketplace. If you haven't seen it before, the UI is really simple to navigate. Search bar, marketplace, your collections, and you can explore different wallets. And this is where you would connect your wallet. So yes, let's jump right in. So number one of today is Madstar HBAC Rails Club. They actually just minted April 1st, and their original mint price was around 60 stacks. We've had the whitelist, and I see the floor right now is 57 stacks, and their volume today is over 7,000 stacks. And our second project that's after Madstar is Megapon Ape Club. This is an OG blue chip NFT project on Stacks. They are one of the supreme NFTs. So if you haven't checked out this NFT project, you really should.
I joined the alpha group and just backtrack once I found out about this project because of you. And so I have my eyes on this group now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, everybody's involved. Anyone in Stacks is definitely involved in Megapon or is trying to. So the floor right now is over 2,000 stacks, and the original mint price was 45 stacks, and they actually launched last October. So we definitely see a huge gain for Megapon, and it definitely shows you the ROI for a lot of these blue chip NFT projects on Stacks. Number 3, we have Mutant Monkeys. Their floor is 139 stacks, and their OG mint price was 45 stacks. So again, we see a really good ROI, and their volume today was over 5,000 stacks. Next up, we have Crash Punks Volume 2. Their floor is currently 130 stacks, and their volume today is over 3,000 stacks, and their OG mint price was about 50 stacks. Bitcoin Monkey Labs. So we just saw a couple derivative collections from them. Their floor price right now is 940 stacks. And again, their OG mint price was 45. So we're definitely seeing a pattern here with these OG mint price NFT projects. Next up is Satoshiables at number 7. Their floor price is 422, and they have a volume of over 1,000 stacks today. Next up is Wasteland Apes, and their floor price is 16 stacks. This was a free mint to all wallet holders on Stacks, so you could have minted this for free, and you would have had a profit of 16 stacks. Number 9 is Megapon Robots, is a derivative of the Megapon Ape Club. This actually was free, so if you actually bought or minted a Megapon Ape, you got this. So 202 stacks for free mint, for free access. The volume for that is over 400 stacks. And last but not least, number 10 is Project Indigo. Their mint price was 70 stacks, and their current floor is 108, and their volume is 300 stacks.
Got it. And is there any surprises on this list right now for you?
Honestly, not really. If you're following the market right now, you really do know which NFTs are really up and coming. It's not a surprise to me Mad Star is first. They had their mint back on April 1st, so that's relatively new, and they still have that number one spot. Megapont, like I said, blue chip, everyone's got their eye on it right now. I'm not surprised it's at number two, and it's probably going to take over number one by the end of the day.
Got it, got it, got it. Good, good. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about my background before we go any further. And then we'll also share a little bit about like what brought us to our NFT journey, so that you guys can, you know, understand where our passion comes from and why we're here in front of you today. So I started, well, I was in the music industry for 10 years. I worked as a music manager, and I was hired by some students that went to my alma mater to consult them because they were starting a music business venture. And basically when I met them, I was like, how can you pay me? And they were like, oh yeah, like we did well in crypto. And so I'm like, you know, you guys gotta like let me know. Now they have a consulting firm, shout out to Advantage Blockchain, but that's how I got started. And that was in 2017, right? And that was they're the ones that taught me about crypto kitties. And I was like really struggling with the concept. But fast forward to my beginning of investing in NFTs, where it was just about almost a year ago, my first project I invested in was Micah Johnson's Aku project. And Aku was, Micah Johnson is a former baseball player turned animator. And he basically, his little cousin asked him if he could be an astronaut. And so that inspired him. And that is the main character of the series. So, you know, a friend of mine hit me up and was like, hey, you need to invest in this project. And, you know, you said you're into crypto. And, you know, he's all excited. He told me that him and his mom had their computers set up, you know, they were ready. It was about to happen in 30 minutes. You know, so I jump on NFT Gateway because that's how the Aku projects, all the chapters have been debuted on NFT Gateway. And, you know, I just jump on my phone and it was open for 5 minutes. However many people could mint it in 5 minutes. And I jumped in, I purchased it. And so I was excited, you know, I had the little congratulations message for me, you know, so then I, you know, call my friend like, yeah, I got it. And he was pissed because he didn't get it. His mama didn't get it. And so I felt that the universe had started ordaining me to get that NFT. And, you know, I was excited. I was hyped that I made my first purchase. And so, you know, that's got me started on my journey. And it has been a whirlwind since. And I've learned a lot. I've made some money, I've lost some money, and I just felt like if I can help some people keep as much money as possible while they chase their wild NFT dreams, then I would feel fulfilled. So that's why I'm here today. What about you, Kaylee? What got you started with the NFTs?
Honestly, Bitcoin got me started with the NFTs. So I spent over a year doing research on Bitcoin and what it was and how important it was to store your purchasing power in Bitcoin. And it just led me on a journey for over a year. And like I said, I watched the NFT boom last April and May. And, you know, Ethereum really turned me off in terms of the gas fees. It didn't really suit me. So fast forward to November, I'm watching the Gentleman of Crypto and I hear Bitcoin Zay talk about stacks and MIA and stacks NFTs. And I'm like, whoa, Bitcoin NFTs. What are Bitcoin NFTs?
Yeah.
So I started doing my own research and I learned like there are NFTs secured on Bitcoin and it just changed everything. And ever since then, I became a full Bitcoin degen, aping into blue chip NFT projects on stacks, becoming a moderator and helping people across the ecosystem.
So dope, so dope. So I'm just so appreciative to have you because a lot of people still don't know that there are Bitcoin NFTs on stacks. And so that's an alpha in itself. You know what I mean? People think that, you know, Ethereum is the only way to go, but it's not. There are other NFT projects. There's Solana as well. And so I'm just happy that we're going to be able to bring this info to the people.
Right. Yeah, we got the alpha, so ready to share it.
We're definitely ready to share. Okay, so that brings me to our next point, which is, let me share my screen. We're going to talk about exactly what you should be looking for in an NFT project. Like, what are the most important things so that you know, you can feel empowered, you know, if these things don't check off on my list when somebody tells me about this NFT project, I ain't doing it. Don't do it.
Yep.
Okay. So number one on the list is going to be the founders.
Oh, yes. The founders are so important. So the founders they're going to be what lets you know how credible the project is. The project is centralized, which means that there's somebody in charge of the project. Who are these people? Are they credible? Like, what's their history? Have they been scamming? Have they been jumping the project to project? You have to know like who these people are, so you know whether or not to invest or be a part of the community.
Yes, exactly. And doxing, undoxed, I mean, that's a huge conversation in the space. And it's like, we need to know who these founders are. We need to know if they're reputable, if we can trust them. It's imperative to know, because you want to know who's the CEO of a company, who is on the who's the SVP, you know, who's the C-level executive, because we're putting a lot of trust. The shareholders are putting trust, you know, into their vision, right? So founders are really important, and I just suggest, you know, because the Twitter definitely pushes transparency, not Twitter, but the space pushes transparency. I would just suggest you do the research on the founders. And that means just doing a little bit of digging, you know, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's, you know, going through articles, angel lists, seeing what, you know, companies they've been tied to in the past, other projects that they've been a part of in the past, because that's a big thing as well. So that is the number one item when checking for NFT project, y'all. So for number two, we are going to say it is utility / white paper. What does this mean to you, Kaylee?
So if you've been in the NFT space, you've definitely heard people say PFP projects aren't enough. Like, it's having a PFP isn't enough. And what they mean by that is there has to be utility. There needs to be like a list of short-term or long-term goals that the project needs to hit on to encourage their members to invest in the project. You want to see them complete it. You want to see them making some kind of progress to make sure that, you know, they're taking this seriously. They see your investment, they see you participating in the community, and they value it. And this is how they carry that.
Exactly. And so some projects have some kind of special innovation that is connected within the project. So, and some projects are maybe deeper into, you know, some tech purpose and mission. And so they might have like a white paper or a light paper that goes into some, you know, I don't know, technical advancement in the metaverse or something. But just, I would say to research it. What is it, right? So one of the projects we're going to be talking about is Gary Vee's projects, Vee Friends, and the utility of his projects there are lots of different. He's known as the person that has used utility in a way that has hit the broadest audience. And basically it's experiences with him, personalized experiences with him. And since he's a business influencer, a lot of people want his time, right? And so in addition to the NFT, I'm also receiving a special experience with him. For many people, it's his VCon conference, but for other people, there are other specialized experiences. And so this can be totally different based on whatever the NFT project is, but what is the something special that this project is offering other than artwork?
Yeah.
So we're going to go on over to number three. Number three for me is going to be supply and demand. Okay. All right, Kaylee.
Yes. So earlier, before we were talking about community is a huge aspect that drives demand. So again, we're looking for, what's the community involvement in the project? Are they hyped for the project? Do we see them checking in every day? Do we see them being active in the chat? Because that's going to spark demand for the NFT project. And the supply is going to be influenced by that, because if you have a project with 5,000 or 10,000 NFTs, what's going to drive them to buy it? So you want to make sure you have an active community that supports the project. That's going to influence the price. If you have the whitelist spots, but nobody's filling them up, the project might not go too far. So you really need to see on social media and within Discord to really engage where the demand is and how that's going to influence the supply.
Thank you so much for that. I'm just going to take a moment real quick and jump on the chat and see what you guys have been talking about. I see, I'm going to shout out Satoshi Gang. I love NFTs. I just bought a PC so I can play big time early access. Okay, congrats. Looking forward to this. Khalifa, I have not seen any NFTs I like or consider worth it. Well, you're definitely going to see it here on this channel. Don't forget Solana. Yeah, I didn't forget Solana. I made it to the Solana house while I was down at the Bitcoin Miami conference. So I didn't forget about them, but this is, we're going to mostly focus on Ethereum and the Bitcoin NFTs. Let's see. Yes, people pay that like tax. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, Stacks NFTs are priced better than the ETH ones. Yes, but it depends on when you get in. I feel like it depends on your budget. But again, also it depends on what your philosophy in investing in crypto is as well. So thanks for that, Jaron. Yes, I'm still learning all of that. Let's see.
I see a comment.
See something? Go ahead. Go right ahead. Jump in.
Kalia Faye, right? Kaylee, where do you go to find out about up and coming projects on Stacks? So this is one of the things where you have to be in a Discord. I will say Stacks is great because they're a tight-knit community. So if you're in one prominent NFT server, they're talking about all the projects. So as long as you're listening and you're paying attention, you're going to be able to jump from project to project and be able to tell, okay, I can flip this and then get what I really want, or I can, flip this and then buy the floor and then stay in it long term.
Yes, and I see that Wyatt Triad says, what do you think about Aku Tars? I'm super excited. I have one. I wish I had more, but I'm really excited about the vision. So I'm definitely sure that we will revisit it in the future and dig deeper when they finally do launch the vision behind it, not just the pass right now where people have the mint pass. And let's see, I'm doing good with crypto, but why should we get into NFT projects and what is the benefit? Good thing I got a couple NFTs, fractional NFTs. Why you should get into an NFT project? That's a really good question. It's really based on your personality type, like what kind of investor you are. Because if you are a tried and true, mostly Bitcoin maxi person, you might not want to get into NFTs. NFTs are like, you know, they're fun, they're exciting, they're risky. I think it goes to, you know, a riskier temperament of person that wants to be, you know, in the mix, in all the excitement and the hoopla. Like when I first got into NFTs for real, like not my first few that I purchased, but I would say in the middle of the summer, it totally took over my life. Like, what does that mean? That means me and my group chat were chatting all day, middle of the night. I brought my laptop, my tablet everywhere, just in case an NFT was about to drop and I didn't know about it. And so I could set up my computer and buy it immediately. It was like all encompassing and exhausting, right? Trying to stay up and read every Discord to see if anything happened. And oh my God, the Discord was hacked. And oh my God, we got to talk shit about it. And, you know, like being all apart. It is exhausting. So for a busy professional, NFTs might not be for you. You know what I mean? It might not be for you. You might just want to continue to just stack your sats, you know, but it's, you know, but if you do come across a project, I think there are some projects that are rising to the top and that are going to be very valuable. I think most people are going to have an NFT business plan as a part of their business because I think it's just going to be a part of our society. But having it as a product versus as an investment, like that you are, you know, using, holding on to for the long term or retirement, I think that really just depends on your personality. You have anything to say about that, Haley?
Yeah, so I would say, I think all NFTs are going to be bridged on every chain. We're seeing ETH bridges from Stacks to ETH to Stacks. I think personally, I've seen musicians come to Stacks, release music. Shout out to Longstreet. He's a prominent musician who's actually released an NFT soundtrack for a play to earn game on Stacks. So I think we're seeing people really divest from the traditional standards and they're making generational wealth through NFTs, like through royalties, you know, cutting out the middleman, working for yourself and doing your own work to become your own brand. I think we're starting to see a shift and I really want to see all the innovation that leads up to that.
Yes. I saw in the chat, somebody said, what the F is a red chip? I'm just going with the poker terms. So usually you have, you know, your standard is blue chip, red chip, white chip. And so I'm using red chip as like very close behind the blue chip, right? They may not have been popular for as long and their price might not be as high, but it's still kind of out of range for someone who is just beginning in NFTs or just wanting to use a small amount of money. So for my, you know, so for on Ethereum NFT projects, I would call that like, I consider VeeFriends a red chip NFT project. It's something that I think that I haven't checked in a little bit, but it's about like maybe between 10 and 14 ETH. It's not at, you know, crypto pumps, but it ain't a small chunk of change either. So that's my view to answer your question.
Awesome.
Do you see any more? I'm gonna get on to the next one, but if you want to answer one more question before we move on to the next
item. I see Chemtrap, they're 83. Can you discuss the importance of utility of NFTs and how the passive income is an attractive quality? So a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I do see people jumping into like NFTs just for the flip, because you can sell post reveal for like a 1x off the original mint price. And then you can dollar cost average using that profit into Bitcoin. And I see a lot of people doing that. Not only that, there's DeFi on stacks called Outsco. We can actually, stake your NFT as collateral and earn yield. Like there's a project called Bitcoin Monkeys that's doing that. There's a lot of ways to build generational wealth right now. And all you have to do is be willing to learn and be a part of the community.
Yes, exactly. And I was going to add on to that. A lot of NFT projects have promised like royalties in some kind of way. And I think that like World of Women was one of the projects that originally offered that for, but if you got a specific one, if they had like a specific earring and necklace and you were in like the royalties group, but they pulled that back. And I think that's because then it becomes a security. I think maybe. I don't know, but maybe when they talk to lawyers, all I know is every single time I've seen someone, the brain dumb NFTs, when they blow up and they sell out, all of a sudden that royalty option comes down. And so I don't know if it's a personal decision, like a business decision financially, or if it's a legal decision. But a way that they have been offering dividends is by doing derivative projects. And right. So and so when they do a derivative project, it's kind of like you're getting cashed out a little bit from the original NFT project. So if I'm using Gary Vee as an example, I got a Gary Vee friend 1. And now, right now, Vee friend 2s are coming out, but everyone who's a Vee friend 1 holder is going to get 1 Vee friend 2. So that is kind of like a dividend payment out. Again, a little bit more of my money back. And right now it's going for almost 1.5 ETH. So that's not a bad derivative payment at all.
It's not. No, it's not.
Right. Okay. So number 5. Okay, keeping it alive on community engagement and sentiment. This is really important when evaluating an NFT project. Kaylee.btc.
Yeah, again, this is, in my opinion, it's one of the most important things to keep your eyes out for, because if the community is not there, the project is ghost. Like when you're in a Discord chat, you do not want to see moderators talk to each other because they're generating some interaction that has to be forced. You want to see people who are genuinely there because they want to see the project grow. You want to see people who want to be a part of the community and build innovation to keep the project going on chain or off chain. You want to check the social media handles of these NFT projects to make sure that they're legit, because when they're not legit and they're forcing these interactions, they're most likely a rug pull. So it's really important to keep your eyes out and to make sure that these communities are who they say they are. They're active, they're hyping up the project everywhere they go. They're putting the emotions in place to build it up. And that's what you really want to see when you want to invest in these projects.
Exactly. And the community sentiment. How does the community feel about the project? Now, usually this changes when they have some kind of large release or some big drop, or they have some big contest, something, or a big event where they actually have to serve their shareholders in a way, right? Their community. And then the community talks about like how they feel about it, if they thought it was a great event or not. And it's really, some people will say like some NFT discords are toxic because people will just be shit talking the founders or the moderators, or we haven't gotten in. Well, how come we haven't done a derivative project yet? Y'all haven't given us no money. How come we have an event at the beach and whatever? So I think, within reason though, right? Because there's a lot of people that love to complain in life, right? But you just kind of want to get a feel for, are the people that are engaged in this Discord community or their Twitter community, wherever their community is hanging out, are they happy? Are they excited? Or do they believe in the mission? And are people talking about that? And a lot of times, and within these communities, people are linking up, they're making friendships, they're building businesses with each other as well.
Yeah.
And they accredit that to the community of the NFT project as well. And so you have these like love stories. Oh, we met each other here and we hit it off and we are creating this now and that now. And so you just kind of want to look out for those things. But of course, that means that you need to actually join the community and see what people are talking about.
Yeah, you definitely want to join the Twitter spaces. You want to join the AMAs. You want to do your research to make sure these people are legit. And that this is a community that you want to invest your time into. At the end of the day, that's what you're giving up. You're giving up your time to believe in something.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. So number 6 is a differentiated roadmap. And Kaylee, she talked about this a little bit when we talked about utility. But, you know, a roadmap is the marketing plan of an NFT project. And I just want to go a little bit further with that. So it's their marketing plan. It's what they actually, what their plan is moving forward. And, you know, like, do we have one more after this? Yeah, we do. But I want to see, I don't know if I can, I can show a roadmap to you a little later, but basically, we want to see that the roadmap that these people are putting together makes sense. It makes sense for the project, that they, you know, that they have a vision that is organized, and some of the roadmap is not going to be available for everyone to see, but it's something that we really just kind of want to make sure and check, because I've seen some roadmaps that'll say create a Twitter. Like, that is not a roadmap item.
No, it's
like,
not.
It's not a roadmap item, right? But we're looking at like you know, in major collaborations or partnerships, really, you know, really cool debuts. These are some of the things on the roadmap. Kaylee, you have something to add to that?
Yeah, a lot of, for one, as an example, there's a project called Crash Punks on Stacks. They actually have on their roadmap that they have their HQ, their headquarters in the metaverse, Moonray, which is building their metaverse on Stacks, and they're also off-chain too on ETH. So you want to see things like that that really spark interest for potential shareholders to come in and invest in the project. Like, a lot of people, you know, they come for the investment, but they stay for the community. So exactly. These items are so important to really garner attention and to get people to be like, oh, that's different. They're innovating. I want to be a part of that.
Exactly. And what I didn't say is it's basically a marketing plan. What is their marketing plan? How are they going to make people excited, keep people excited, and bring in some more attention into the group? So yeah, I think you put that perfectly. And my last but not least item here is going to be to evaluate a project against a more established project.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Kaylee?
This is honestly the second thing you should do, in my opinion, after looking at the community, because you can tell from the blue chips from the potential red chips, you know? So the other projects who haven't been out as long, who haven't released as much, you want to make sure that the top project and the project you're looking into gradually gets to that place. You want to make sure that they're hitting the milestones that they need to have. You want to make sure they have the partnerships like Crypto BJ mentioned. You want to make sure they're doing giveaways, they're collaborating with other projects, they're listening to the community. They're not ignoring people who are like, whoa, this doesn't look right. You want attentiveness. So these are ways to evaluate projects from the outliers. If you don't see these things, it's a red flag and it's probably going to be a rug pull.
Exactly. and I'm trying to think of anything I want to add to what you said. I think you covered it. It's, we're creating the standards here. This industry is brand new. NFTs are new. And so there's some projects that have figured it out. They figured something amazing out, whether they're really great at marketing, they're really great at tech, they're really great at whatever it is. And so it only makes sense for you as an investor for the newer NFT project to do their own research and to learn from the older projects. And then for us as investors to see how they're kind of comparing up, along the way. So I hope that you guys really have taken that in. You feel like you really know what to look for in an NFT project right now, because that is really the magic sauce. That's what in NFTs, that's what's going to get you to where you're trying to go.
Yeah. And I will say all the steps, all these markings that we've just gone over, we're giving you the meat and we're taking away the bones. So these are things that you really want to keep in mind when you're looking at projects, because they're going to separate these from the sketchy ones later on.
Yes. I'm looking at some comments, and we'll get into land NFTs another time. We can't give you everything today, of course not. But tune in and we'll get there. We got you. Community engagement is important. Yes, it's very, very, very important. They want to see the gentleman of crypto world in the metaverse. They want to see a TCG token. I mean, we'll talk to the guys, see what they talking about. Yes, doxing NFT project is important. Yes. Okay. So that is. We have a little bit of news for you before we go. We have a little bit of news for you before we go. I mentioned the Gary Vee NFT project a few times, and I just want to talk about it just a little bit more, because this project is called VF2, V Friends 2. And basically, people who are already involved in some of his other projects are getting like a 12, or not a 12-day, but they're getting a lead time. I think it's going to be ends up being more like a 9-day lead time before the public mint, which is a blessing. And so if you can get in on the public mint, share my screen. If you can get on the public mint, I think that it would be a great investment. I believe it's about $900 to get in, but it's almost a no-brainer because they're already on OpenSea on the aftermarket at almost 1.5 ETH. So it's just a no-brainer if you can get in on the public mint and mint from the contract, which we'll go over another video as well. And so if you want to learn more, it's at 1.35 right now. So this is the V Friends Series 2 project, and it hasn't been revealed yet. And they have this little game here. But they publish articles on Medium, which is explaining the game, but also explaining a little bit about the V2 project, which everything hasn't been revealed yet. But I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys who are interested. Also, a friend of mine shared this with me. A friend of mine, of course, shared this with me, and I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. Let me send it.
The alpha.
Yes. So I'm a part of a NFT project. It's a wearable NFT project. It's called 10K FT, and it is based on a tailor called Wag Me Sen, and they kind of went viral a few weeks ago because they announced a partnership with Gucci. And so right here, a lot of the things that they announce, what they do is they have like a website and they just kind of drop these little clues on you. And they had this little clue right here of this Yuga Labs video. And so, you know, a few weeks or maybe about a month ago, they had us check in our on the site, and we got a certain amount of like money allocated to us, but there was nothing we could actually do with the money, or we didn't know anything about the money. But now that I saw that photo, I'm kind of like, hold on, wait. Does this mean that we're going to get, like, they're a part of, you know, going to be a part of Yuga Labs, and maybe we'll get Apecoins? Like, what's this? So I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to show you guys the video. I don't know if you saw the Yuga Labs video. And let me know if you guys can hear it.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, yeah. We chased our pleasures here, dug our treasures there, but can you still recall the time we cried, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side.
Yes. So that was the clip that they posted on the website. And so I was like, you know, I'm not sure, maybe we're gonna get some Apecoins. I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to get my hopes up. So I thought maybe we should talk a little bit about Apecoin today.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let me share my screen real fast. Let's talk about Apecoin. So we see Apecoin here, and I know you guys have seen the tweets going around about the original people who have bought into Bored Ape Yacht Club, the original holders, people who bought into it, and they were airdropped Apecoin. And some of them bought these NFTs for $10,000, and they're basically giving back their initial investment, if not more than that back. So we're talking 10,000, we're talking up to 6 figures worth of passive income. You see, this is the utility these are the blue chip projects that are setting a precedent, that are letting other projects know, like, hey, we're innovating, we're moving. Are you guys with us, or are we leaving you guys behind? So we see things like this, and you know, generational wealth is right here. This type of passive income is, I can pay off my debt, I can pay my bills, I can dollar cost average into Bitcoin, I can save in Bitcoin, I can pay off mom and dad's mortgage, I can help my grandma go into retirement sooner. These are things that really change the face of NFTs, that really let people know, you know what, let me look into this too. So let's talk a little bit more about Apecoin. So through art, gaming, and entertainment and events, the possibility for a blockchain's impact on culture are so endless that they can't possibly all be predicted yet. Ape Token is made to support what's next, controlled and built by the community. And we're seeing that because all the governance and all the equities is being poured back into the holders. And this is something that we haven't seen before.
Mhm.
Now, the Ape Foundation. Now, that's a steward of Apecoin, but it's not an overseer. So basically, the foundation facilitates decentralized and community-led governance, and it's designed to be more decentralized over time. So they're ensuring that, this isn't going to become centralized, that one person isn't going to control everything. So we're seeing a flat hierarchy. And we want to talk about Apecoin DAO. So again, this is a decentralized governance that's critical to building and managing a globally dispersed community and therefore critical to the success of the ape ecosystem. So we're definitely seeing that. The board, we're seeing DAOs, we're seeing a lot of these things emerge from these NFT projects, and we're definitely seeing the innovation grow and change.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying to you about this. Like, DAOs are really cool. And I'm like, if I join this the Ape DAO, if I have enough Ape coins to be a part of this Ape DAO, like, am I gonna have Alexis O'Hannon on speed dial? Like, are we gonna be in a Telegram group together? Are we gonna be chopping it up on Slack? Like, like, what kind of access is this about to get me? So I kind of got excited about that. But that is a perk of joining a DAO, because you are, you're right there with the rest of the founding team, putting in work based on whatever it is that your specialty is in the DAO.
Exactly. I'm definitely meeting, I think we're all meeting people that we never thought was possible to network with, people that are helping us grow and learn faster. These communities are really life-changing. They're giving us more than Web 2 could ever offer. And it's impeccable.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that. So guys, we're going to start to wrap up our show for today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to make sure that you like and share, right? Don't forget. And we'll answer a few questions if you have them before we jump off. But thank you so much for tuning into our first show. We appreciate you. We've been a part of the community. Yes. And so we're just super duper excited. Someone said about a rug pull, just because a project is docked doesn't mean that there won't be a rug pull. And that is very true. That is very true. And some rug pulls are intentional and some rug pulls aren't, and I'm like, and what I mean by that is sometimes some of these folks get in over their head. Yeah. Right. And they don't realize the type of work and effort that takes into pulling off an NFT project, because basically it's a full-time 24/7 business. It's more of a business than a regular business, because the regular business shuts down and Discord doesn't ever turn off. Okay.
Nope.
Right. So an NFT project is like, if you're going to start a project or a business, it's very lucrative, but you can get in over your head and think that your contribution is going to be one thing, and it's something that you can't really sustain over the long term. And so that's when we have these unintentional rug pulls. But we still have to hold those people who didn't do their research to the fire, right?
Yeah. I think, like we said earlier, you have to pay that tax one way. You either pay a tax man or you pay it through your own means.
Yes, exactly. She said to Michael Kennedy said, to be fair, most of the big names who are really out about holding these entities have others handling all of that for them. That is very true. They have a lot of people handling their entities for them. Remember what we talked about though, like, it's not out of your reach either. Like, you can get you a virtual assistant and have you a little NFT investing situation going on the side too. So it's not just for people that have millions of dollars. Okay.
Exactly.
what do you mean it needs to be sustained? Well, an NFT, for the beginners that are here, an NFT has to be it's a collectible, it's a digital collectible, and it needs to be traded over the long term, right? So you think about collectible sneakers, right? They're not just collectible for the next 6 months or the next 1 month or the next 6 months or the next year. These are sneakers that are going to be collectibles in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. So if you're looking to be a NFT creator, you have to continue to reinvent yourself and make that NFT valuable for the person that buys it today, next week, 6 months, 3 years, and into infinity. It has to be something that you're planning on putting your all into for the rest of your life, basically, because it doesn't end. It's not like when you buy a product and the consumer purchases it and it's over, they got the product. No, this is something that the third person that purchases it, the fifth person, the 10th person is going to want a return on their investment. So you really have to put, your thinking cap on how you can make this work over the long term. You have anything to add?
Yeah, I would say it's part of your own representation. Like, you are part of the project. When you buy in, you're a member. So it's that old saying, they group you in by association. They're grouping you in by association. So you want to make sure that you're representing the project the best way you can. And by doing that, you put your best foot forward. You're showing up to AMAs, you're educating the public, and you're staying in tune.
Real Talk says, I am poor. Any Walmart price NFT recommendation?
I will say Stacks is more affordable just because most of the mint prices are around like 50 stacks or 45 stacks. That's like around $100, $250. That's way more affordable than some ETH collections, but still Stacks doesn't have insane gas prices. So I could definitely see people leaning towards Stacks, but there are a lot of great ETH projects that have a mints for like 0.05 that you can get into too. So again, this is more like doing your own due diligence and really scoping out what's upcoming, what's releasing.
Exactly. So when she says that means if you don't have a lot of money to spend, then you have to play the hustle game. The hustle game is getting on the white list. That means like being in the know, being in the Discord, doing raffles, to get your spot, to get it at the lowest available cost. Because a lot of these NFTs, they start off being priced at like on ETH, a lot of them between $200 and $300. It's just only that small quantity of people or bots, right, that ends up purchasing them. And so you can play that game if you need to, and there's nothing wrong with playing that game, because you play that game a few times, you can come up, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we should end on that note. So
yes.
We will see you guys next week. We're excited. We hope you're excited because I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited. I cannot wait for our next conversation. Crypto BJ, where can they find you at? Where can they follow you at?
You can find me at Crypto BJ on it all. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok, and the videos are coming on TikTok. So you can find me. I'm open. We can talk. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter at I am Kaylee BTC, Instagram same, and TikTok the same. So I look forward to meeting you guys in the Discord when it opens up. And I'm also on Discord at kaylee.btc. So check me out there.
All right, y'all. And until next time, keep your ears to the crypto.
See you guys.